All of our videos for the past 20 plus years, anytime you see us squatting, this is what we're using. So we got 2 of these bars, Texas Powerbars from this year, and that's what we use when we squat, man. So it's a bigger diameter bar, like you said. Ends are extended so you can get more weight on there. You know, we have some guys back in the day that squat over 1,000 pounds in there, so it's a traditional bar, you can't get that much weight on it. And it doesn't flex as much, you know, because as you get heavy weights, you don't want it flexing and getting a lot of balance.
One of the most important things, so to stabilize.
Because if you try to take a deadlift bar and squat with it, heavy weight, you have a problem. Because it gets too much give. So.
Yeah, and it's so good now to have Texas Powerbar. You know, you're supplying all our bars to destination, and here they get battle tested for the future here too. You know,
if it sits like this in a garage, it's going to rust up, but it's not going to rust in here. No. It's going to turn. It's going to turn. Yeah. And it's going to patina well, but it's going to be used, so it's not going to get. It's going to get stove up and froze and all that. So it's a good bar.
Yeah, that's good.
So anyway, that's how the Branch Warren Texas Bodybuilding Bar came into existence.
Anybody who's powerlifted or bodybuilded, you know what you want in a bar, you know what you want in equipment. So it was a no-brainer for me. I was like, that's the winner right there.
So now we have one more bushing to put in, and then we can assemble it. Slide this one on. The other end will have
that right there. I mean, this Branch Warren approves. Hey guys, so I'm here in Irving, Texas with Buddy Capps, the founder of Texas Powerbars. So anybody who's probably worked out in a gym, at one time or another, has used one of his bars. I've been to over 66 countries on this planet, and I've found Texas Powerbars from Europe, to Australia, to Canada, to Mexico, South America, and everywhere in between, as well as many gyms in the States. So coming up at Metroflex, that's pretty much all we use. And they built my physique, Johnny's physiques, Ronnie Coleman's physique, and a whole bunch of other champions. So we're here at his shop, and here's the man himself. Buddy, how are you?
Good, man. Thanks, Brand, for coming by. And it went fast. There it was, 1975, I guess. I started working out at a gym in Arlington. I started powerlifting, and by, I guess, 1978, we started making our own weightlifting bars. And I used what I knew in powerlifting, which actually started out as a bar with no center roll and not much grip. I'm sure you remember those, Branch. And so I ended up buying a machine. I thought, you know what, I'm going to make them myself. I bought this machine right here in 1979. I started putting a deeper knurl on it, started putting a center knurl on it. But the main thing I did, since I grew up in Texas and the shop was here, I called it the Texas Powerbars. And I didn't know how popular it would eventually get.
All right guys, so what we have here is the Texas Bodybuilding Bar. So I'm gonna go through the features that distinguish this bar from a normal Olympic lifting bar. Okay, first of all, this bar weighs 44 pounds. It's a pound lighter than a normal 45-pound bar. The reason for that, it has a 27mm diameter. The normal bar is a little bit bigger because of the smaller diameter. You lose a pound in weight. Also, something that distinguishes these bars, it has a, you can see here at the end, it has a dual roll pin construction here at the end. You can see here, okay, as opposed to a snap cap at the end. Okay, what that means, if you need to disassemble it, it's way easier. You just have special tools. All you do is just drive those pins out, pull the sleeve off, oil it, clean it, do whatever you need to do, slide it back on, put the pins back in, you're good to go.
In the beginning, when I started making bars, they all had a bolt in the end. And that stupid bolt would come loose. All you older guys know, where's the Allen wrenches, man? The sleeve's coming off. And I thought, there has got to be a way to make these sleeves where they don't come off. So I started praying, God, help me. I can't see it. It came to mind just like that. I took a washer, welded it in the end of the sleeve, turned the bar down, drilled a hole in the end of it. The sleeve fit on like that. Left the space there. I had these end caps made. Went on just like that with one roll pin, went right through it. 1980. And I did them that way. I'd still be doing them that way, except I had a company copy me. So I thought, well, shoot, go back to brand again. And I came out with the two systems, the two pins, the way we do them now. And that was in the early 90s. I've done them that way ever since. Works great.
Plus, you don't have to worry about the sleeve, this collar ever coming off. It'll stay put. You can beat the crap out of this bar. The collar's gonna stay on there. The collars come either in bare steel finish or in chrome. Okay, all the bars that are Cerakoted come with chrome. If you want to protect the bar, it makes sense you want to protect the collar too. And so they come in chrome. One thing you're gonna notice about this Texas Bodybuilding Bar is the knurling. It's a medium knurl. Okay, if you've ever picked up a brand new Olympic bar straight from the shop, try to do curls with it, deadlifts, usually the knurling is so rough and deep, it'll rip the skin right off your hands. Same thing with a squat bar. Try to squat with a brand new bar, you know, that knurling, that center knurling will dig into your back, and unless you have a thick, you know, sweatshirt or something on, you know, it's gonna leave a mark. So that's something that's not necessary. So that's something I got together with Buddy, and I said, I don't want a super aggressive knurling, I want a medium knurl. So straight from the shop, you can pick this up, do curls, deadlifts, squat with it. It's not gonna rip your skin off. So to me, I think that's important. There's no need to destroy your hands trying to do a set of barbell curls. All right, so we showed you from the whole process and the raw material, step by step, how it's done. So what do you think? Think we can just make a bar?
I think we should.
Let's do it.
All right. Cutting this groove right here where the roll pins go through.
Those two pins, they go right down through there.
All right, so we just got the knurling on the bar.
Yep.
We just put the groove on the end for both of the pins to go through.
That's right.
So what's the next step?
So we're gonna bush the sleeve so that we can weld it. So when we're bushing the sleeve, we're putting the bushing, we're pressing the bushing into the ID of it. Now, and because the way that our sleeves are constructed, when we weld the other end, this bushing has to be in there to begin with. Because once we drill the hole out, it's got to come through, it's got to be drilled through the bushing. So we bush them here, and then we'll weld them. And then once we machine this up and drill the holes, so now this is now bored out, so when we can fit it on the sleeve, it'll be fitted almost a form fit. So when we weld it up, it's ready to go, and it's not sloppy, but you don't have to beat it on with a hammer either.
How tight are these tolerances?
A couple thousandths.
Yeah. So it's a
Yeah.
perfect fit.
Oh, it is. Yeah.
Very cool.
We do this here because material can vary. ODs and IDs can vary coming in from the mill, so we do this process here, and it just tightens everything down.
Right on. What's next?
Let's go. All right, so this is our robotic welder.
Okay.
So we have the sleeve set up at six stations here, so it can weld it's going to weld 6 in a row, and then it's going to go to the next table over and weld 6 in a row. But so we have the sleeve that we already bushed to the end. It'll be on for the roll pin end. We'll slide this in. It's got a key that stops it at the right height, and then we have the collar that we've already bored out. That's going to come down. We'll double check that the height is right on all 6 of these. It's all ready to go now. They're clean. It's ready to weld. So we'll shut the door and we'll weld in short sleeves.
So you just program this robot.
That's right.
He goes to work.
That's right. 6 of these welds look identical.
Identical.
Even the silica rings and beads of where it pulls out the contamination of the part. So they're all, and then look how level they are. So they're,
Everyone looks the same.
yeah, they're all the same, but and then they're level. So now when we come over here to run them, we've minimized, we've minimized the pressure on the machine and how much waste we have.
The guys that installed it called it Abby because it's an ABB brand,
Abby.
Yeah.
so it just stuck.
Abby. So Abby takes care of herself, man. She works hard. She don't complain. Don't call in sick. And she has something wrong. She fixes herself. Just saying.
That's true. Very true. Okay, so we're going to take them from the weld station once they've cooled down. Okay, we've got these parts here, same parts we pulled out of there. Now they're cool enough to run. So we'll go here and we'll run them.
So what is this machine here?
This is our lead well CNC machine that's going to run. It's going to run the welds off. It's going to machine the OD of the collar on the sleeve, and then it's going to put an ID chamfer on the inside. Okay, and that ID chamfer is going to break that edge. So when we bush when it comes out of here and we put the second bushing in, it's going to allow us to do that.
So I've got a friend up in Montana. There's some several machines that are similar to this.
Yeah.
And they're defense contractors. They make weapons and all kinds of cool defense projects. And I remember one day and watching it for like an hour.
Yeah.
This thing just took a block of steel and turned it and twisted it and did all this stuff, and it came out and you had this perfect part.
Yeah.
And I was pretty amazed at how somebody could build a machine, and plus somebody could program it to do all those things. And every part came out identical.
Now, if you look right here, you'll see it's starting to drill. So it's going to drill in 4 holes. Okay, but all 2 for each roll pin.
The same thing. That's spray water on it to keep it cool, right? So
It's spraying coolant the whole time. Yeah, keeps the finish right, keeps the tool life right, and then prolongs the life of everything that's inside there. Yeah. So this just came out of the machine complete. So we started off by we welded the sleeve. We welded the collar of the sleeve. Now we've got the sleeve. Here's the bushing that we bushed initially.
Holes right through it.
Yep. Holes drilled and then chamfered in. And that's why it's got to be in there, but to start.
Yep.
So now we have one more bushing to put in, and then we can assemble it.
So I got to ask you a question.
All right.
So how many trials and errors did you have when you were developing this whole process?
Well, this particular process, well, a lot.
A lot?
Yeah, because we've come from welding these by hand and bushing these by hand to having presses, having a robotic welder.
You got to think ahead and plan out every single step.
That's right.
And program the machines and set the machines, and if you have one little cut that's off, it screws up the whole process, right?
It does. We're very fortunate to have some really good partners that supplied the machines to us, that we work with in the programming, etc. So, they're not only do they help us, with the purchase, when we bought the machines, but then with the development for our particular parts. Okay. And then they do parts that are way more complicated than what we do, but yet what we do has to be precise for our products. So, it has to be done all the way around.
I never would have guessed this much technology went into making a barbell so a bunch of meatheads could lift.
Yeah, let's put a bushing in this and then go get it assembled. Started off with running the rings in the end, running the groove. We call it running the ring, but it's cutting a groove in the end of this for the roll pins. All right, now it's got the sticker. It's got the product label sticker on the end. So now we've got everything labeled. So this bar, obviously we didn't plate it just now. So the only process we didn't do in this whole thing was send this out, take it over to our applicator to have it black zinc plated. Okay. Now that it's black zinc plated for this particular one, we're gonna put chrome sleeves on it. So we have we've got it all ready to go with the bushings. It's chromed out. We'll slide this on, and then we'll line up the end. Branch, come here and I'll show you. Then we can see. So now you can see through.
Straight through, yep.
Yeah.
You just drive the pins in.
Yeah. And then we'll just take the roll pins here, start them in. Little trick, you roll it to you. So
as you drive the pin, you roll the sleeve, keep it driving straight.
All right.
See, for me, I'd have wasted 100, maybe 200 pins before I figured that out. So the little ins and outs of experience.
Yep. We'll make sure that everything looks clean. On the sleeve, we'll make sure that it spins well. This is still not an Olympic bar, so it's not designed with needle bearing movements. It's just keep spinning. But it needs to spin, and then we'll take this bar, we'll flip it over. So most of our guys that are building, they got some good sized traps from building these bars out. Slide this one on.
That's a good point. So you guys, you're lifting all day long, basically.
That's right. Yeah. Check this one again. All right, Branch, you can do the first curl on this bar.
Hard off the press.
Yeah. You sign this, and then we'll give it away to somebody. Yeah.
All right. All right. So this bar that we just built here in shop. All right. We filmed pretty much the whole process, except for the zinc coating. So this one, I'll put my John Hancock on it here. Stay tuned. One lucky person is going to win this bar. You take it home and work out with it.